Okay, you're looking at number 4 on your rationals, expression, and equations study guide. Looking at this, I want you to notice this is one fraction. Okay, there aren't two different fractions. It is a single fraction, which means it's all one rational expression, which means the only thing you might have to do is simplify. So to simplify, you have to factor, and then you're looking to see if you can make ones by canceling. So looking at this expression in the numerator, and you treat the numerator and denominator as two separate things until it's time to cancel at the end. But I'm looking at y cubed minus y. I can see that they both have one y. And so if I factor that out, y cubed, remember factoring is the act of dividing, would leave you only two y's there, or y squared, minus, if you divided y by y, you'd get 1. Okay, I'm going to stay on this numerator for just a second. This part right here, the y, that's completely factored. You can't get that any simpler. This part right here, I want you to note, y squared, that is y times y. That means it's a perfect square. 1 is 1 times 1, which means 1 is also a perfect square. Anytime you have the difference, meaning subtraction, of two perfect squares, that factors to a sum. So you take a y plus 1 and a difference of the same two terms. And I'm going to bring that little y right there over as well. Okay, so now you've got 2 binomials and just a monomial right there. That is completely factored and ready to cancel as soon as I factor the other term. So looking at the denominator, I can see that those all share at least one y. So I'm going to pull one of those y's out, y times the quantity. That's going to be y squared plus 8. Remember, I took one of those y's, so y minus, and it only had 1 to give, so it's just a 9 left right there. Then I've got to ask myself, what are the factors of 9? Actually, it's of negative 9, which if I multiplied them, I would get a positive 8. We'll keep in mind, 9 is 1 times 9, 2 won't work, or 3 times 3. And remember that anytime you've got a duplication, that means you've listed all the factors, okay? 3 and 3 can't give me an 8 in any way, so it's not that. 1 and 9, if I had a positive 9 and a negative 1, I could end up with a positive 8. So I'm going to pull over that little monomial, and then I'm going to factor the trinomial to be y plus 9. Remember, that's the only way I could get a positive 8, and a y minus 1. So now the denominator is completely factored. You're just looking for versions of 1. There's one of them. The y's will cancel. That's ugly. There we go. And you've got a y minus 1 and a y minus 1. Remember, you can cancel all of an addition or subtraction problem. You can never cancel part of one, which means that what's left has nothing left to cancel, and your answer is therefore simplified. So it's y plus 1 over y plus 9. I put the parentheses to remind myself, don't cancel those y's. You can't do that. That's not true. Okay? And that's the answer.